Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Dingo and The Coach, and we're talking sports life and everything in between. I am Dingo, Dan Albers, and that is the coach, Steve Ellis. And, Steve, we're talking about sports heroes growing up.
Yes. It's going to show our age here a little bit.
It will, big time. We're talking with baseball, basketball, football, all that stuff. And I wonder who you might have as one of your heroes.
Oh, well, I mean, can we add singers? Can I put Elvis on there?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. We're just doing heroes, but I guess,
okay.
And I don't think you'll guess who mine is.
Okay.
I have a few that played outside the country, and I'll give you a little bit of a hint.
Yeah.
Oh, Canada.
Wow.
Well, I'll just give you that. So how about that? So you're not going to want to miss this. Come back to Dingo and The Coach if you want to hear. We want to see who your favorite sports heroes are too. So we'll be back right after this. Hi, everyone. I'm Dan Albers, and welcome back here to Dingo and The Coach, and we're having our favorite sports heroes talking NFL, college baseball or college football, basketball, all that stuff. So, Steve, we're going to start off right here with the NFL, and I'm going to go ahead and start off with a few that I had. I don't know if you know this. I think you might know some of my favorite teams when I was growing up, but I'm not sure if you know this one or not.
All right.
So I'm going to go with the NFL, and they're both on the same football team. It is Jim Zorn,
yes,
and Steve Largent.
I do remember you talked about them at length.
Yes.
Yeah.
They were, and one of the main reasons I like that, Steve, is they were an expansion team in 1976. And I don't know if you remember this. I think it was in Sports Illustrated or one of the sports magazines that we used to get.
Okay.
They had the addresses on there, and you could write to NFL teams, and I wrote to those guys.
You did?
Yeah, to try to get, because I love their logo. That was the main reason I liked the team, was because of their logo.
The Seahawk?
The Seahawk on that helmet was the coolest looking. Yeah. And that's why, and I used to be able to draw that, Steve. I was good. Mrs. Zigos, I think was what her name, or whatever.
Yeah.
Mrs. The art teacher.
Yeah.
Thought I was an artiste.
Yeah, I got nothing for that because it's just not true. It's fake news. Yeah, and by the way, before I get to mine, I just want to make sure we are sponsored by. No, we're not sponsored by Chick-fil-A.
But we'd like to be sponsored by Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, because I'll hide it because they're being remodeled right now on Beachfront Avenue.
Yeah, so you got it somewhere else. But hey, you want to sponsor us? Hey, Chick-fil-A, you're out there listening.
Wink, wink.
We loved it. We'd sit here and eat all these chicken things all day long.
Yeah.
I honestly, if you sponsor us, I might even dump the Chick-fil-A sauce on my head.
You know what? That's a challenge.
And then let you take a chicken nugget and dip it right off my head.
That sounds like
so Chick-fil-A, come on.
Terrible thing.
No, but if we get a sponsorship, come on, I'll soak in that stuff.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
I'll do that.
Team player.
All right. There we go.
All right. So you went with Jim Zorn and Steve Largent.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So, I mean, I don't know how you don't go with hometown, but I'll let you go on that. On the football front, I can remember to this day in the side yard in the street, especially obviously in the fall, we would always play football in the side yard. I always wanted to be Isaac Curtis.
Yes. Behind it.
Every time I scored a touchdown, and
Isaac Curtis.
Pretty good amount, I would dump it over my shoulder. And then I wanted to be Kenny Anderson. But then I started watching, and because I'm left-handed, I wanted to be Kenny Stabler.
Oh, yeah, the snake.
The snake.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's more up your alley.
What's that?
Kenny Stabler than Kenny Anderson.
Well,
I would think.
It is Kenny Stabler, right?
Yeah, Kenny Stabler.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. No, I like those guys, but Isaac Curtis.
I loved when he used to do that behind the touchdown.
And you know what? That was before all the showboating really went on. And it really wasn't a whole lot of showboating, but I'm surprised. I don't recall any flags or anything that he got. It was just like kind of a drop it over the shoulder type of thing.
But I don't know if they threw flags back then, because remember Billy White Shoes Johnson?
Oh, yeah.
Doing the shaking the legs.
He used to do that.
Yeah.
Yes.
When I would never score a touchdown.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely
Fair
right.
enough. All right.
So we're going to go to the NBA.
All
right. And I have a couple that I'm not sure. You might. I don't know. Okay. So one of them was Dominique Wilkins.
Yes.
Love Dominique. I love the way he played. It was just great. And then the other ones are as the guards, and it was a toss-up for me, was I love the Cleveland Cavaliers back in the day. I'm sure you probably remember that. Mm-hmm. And it was Ron Harper and Mark Price.
Yes.
Love those guys. They were fun to watch. You and and I went up to a Cleveland game.
We saw them play
with a bunch of our buddies. We went up there a couple times. So I love the Cleveland Cavaliers. Always have. And then I kind of I didn't like it when LeBron was on the team, and just didn't like him since. But now they're playing better without LeBron, and I'm kind of liking them again. So,
right.
Yeah. So that's my two NBAs. I don't know what you got.
So Dominique Wilkins. So I mean, which is a shame because that was really before cable when he played. I mean, imagine the highlight films. Didn't they used to call him the human highlight film? Yeah. And all the dunks that he would. I mean,
unbelievable dunks.
Fun to watch.
I mean, like hard dunks. Yeah. Very hard dunks.
Yeah. All right. So mine, I actually have three. And they kind of go back in order. I can just remember, we were both like 10, 12 years old, and just watching college basketball and watching NBAs. It started for us was Magic Johnson.
Oh yeah, heck yeah,
Magic. I loved, just watching him play, and it was just mind-boggling for a big guy to be playing point guard,
6'9".
Yeah,
doing the things he did.
Yeah, and then on another type of player that was just mainly a shooter. I mean, how can you not like Larry Bird?
Oh, absolutely. And then think about that. We've talked about it on our things before, that they were in that greatest game, with the college with Indiana State and Michigan State. So that was what, 79?
79. Yeah. Indiana State's nickname was
Indiana's Sycamores.
Nicely done.
How about that?
And then obviously the one that I think majority of the smart people in the world would go with would be Jordan. Michael Jordan.
Absolutely.
How do you?
Yeah, absolutely. I was just trying to go, but I mean, obviously everybody would have Jordan all that, but like I just remember those, not that I didn't like Jordan, but like that, the Cavs were the ones that I just remember always wanting to watch it, because I was weird. I liked the logos and liked all this stuff, and the Cavs had a neat little logo at the time, so I went with that. So
that's pretty good though.
Yeah, I mean the Cavs also. Brad Daugherty was on that team. Larry Nance was on that team. They had some good. Craig Elo. Remember Craig Elo?
Nice call.
Yeah, those guys. And Lenny Wilkins was the coach.
Yes. Yeah.
And I used to back then, in the 70s, 77, 76 was the Seattle Supersonics.
Oh.
Back in the day. And Lenny Wilkins was the coach back then, I believe.
Can you name a player from that?
Give me a second here. Point guard. Dennis Johnson was the point guard.
Really?
Dennis Johnson was the point guard.
I was going to say it was like a retread. Yeah. Maybe some players at the end of their career.
I just remember Dennis Johnson as the point guard. Now the other ones I can't remember. But now we're gonna go into the college basketball. That was a little bit trying to figure out mine to remember, and I had to go way back. But this was back, I think, when college basketball was really, 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 really good. And that was in the early 80s, like 81, 82, somewhere around in there. Yeah. And I'm going to go with Ralph Sampson. Okay. With Virginia. And if you remember those battles between Ralph Sampson and Patrick Ewing back in the day.
Yes.
And just, Ralph Sampson was unbelievable back in the day. Yeah. And I thought that Ewing got more pub than Ralph Sampson did.
He did. I mean, the teams were different, and everybody loved watching the Hoyas. But Ralph Sampson was just solid. He didn't say two words. Right. He was just solid. And it was kind of crazy because Ewing ended up having a better NBA career than Sampson. But, right. And they were both real good. I loved watching them play. Yeah, and I think this one, I don't know. I'm going way, way back here. Adrian Dantley. Sure. And the reason I remember, he played at Notre Dame. And Moose and I would always play. We remember those little Nerf hoops that you would put on your doors. Sure. So we put those up in our door, and if you remember where our bathroom was downstairs in that hallway there, that's where we play basketball. And the bathroom entry to the bathroom was our free throw line. That's right. So that's where we play. And I had a shirt, and it was a yellow shirt. And I put Dantley and his number on the back of my shirt. That's what I would go as, Adrian Dantley. And I got one that's kind of a joke here, Steve. And we were playing basketball at Jimmy Bell's house, friends of ours. Back in how he had the light and everything like that, and we were playing, and everybody was trying to come up with somebody, and I said Marty Dow. I don't know if you remember Marty Dow. Sure. Play for UC. Wasn't he 7 foot tall? Yeah, and he wasn't very good, but I remember going to the games back when UC was horrible, and
I always wanted to be Marty Dowd. I have no idea why.
Well, it kind of speaks volumes about you.
Because he's a bench warmer, right? Thank you. All right, go ahead, Steve. Yeah.
All right, so probably my first college player that I really, truly wanted to imitate, and you're going to laugh because it's opposite of who I am. But I remember somehow watching tapes of him and wanting to be like him was Steve Alford.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, and just watching like how good he got. This was back in the old VHS days.
I mean, you're not kidding complete opposite. He can shoot.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm opening up to you.
All right. Well, that's the first step is admitting. Yeah. Okay.
Preach.
I appreciate you too.
So the next one going back to the 70s is my man with the great name, Puffy Kennedy.
Oh, yeah.
Puffy Kennedy. And he was left-handed.
Yes.
And he had dribbled the basketball real hard like you used to.
Oh, wow.
And
how about his free throws?
Free throws had a big rainbow. Yeah. And then the other one that we were getting a little bit older, like into high school years, is that I remember, and this became a tragedy, was watching Len Bias.
Oh, yeah.
Because I just thought, we're watching, because I remember watching Jordan and how what happened to him. And I'm watching Lenny Bias and, our friend Dave Limestall, who went to Maryland and was there during that time. It's like, oh my God, this guy's going to be the next Jordan.
Yeah, he could have been. And unfortunately, everybody knows the drug thing. But God, yeah, that was, the other one I just thought of when you were bringing that up with old UC players was Jelly Jones.
Jelly Jones.
Remember Jelly Jones?
Yeah, all these common names. I was a toss up between Puffy Kennedy and Junior Johnson.
Junior Johnson, I think, was famous for the Bradley game. Remember the Bradley game? No, Bradley game that won like 18 overtimes or something like that. Remember?
Yeah.
And he made the shot to win the game or something like that. It was
a lot of overtimes.
Yeah, God, I just some of those guys on the team were crazy. So let's go into college football. There's probably, I would just want to go back real quick. I think the game that I always remember watching was with you and our buddies. We were at Gaddy's, Mr. Gaddy's.
Smell it. Yes.
Watching Penn State versus Miami, Florida.
Yes.
And Penn State ended up beating them, and it was a big upset. That's when I remember still kind of getting into college football at the time.
Yeah, that was so fun.
Yeah, I mean, it was just crazy. So my guys, I had a toss-up between two guys that were absolutely huge, was Brian Bosworth and Tony Mandris. You remember Tony Mandris?
Was he was on steroids. The monster, right?
He played at Michigan State.
He was an offensive line.
Offensive line. He went to the Colts, and he was but Boz. I mean, kind of everybody loved the Boz, man. He was great. He was awesome to watch. Loved him. And then the miracle, the Hail Mary pass, Doug Flutie.
Yep.
Love the way he played. He just so small, underrated, and ended up going to the NFL and doing a pretty nice career. So those probably the guys that stuck out the most to me. But I was also thinking about, like, I was trying to do it more like when I was younger. But like older, I wanted to say, oh God, I'm trying to draw a blank now. Marty Gilliard for UC. I mean, he was just amazing.
Spoken like a true UC fan.
Yeah, Marty Gilliard, yes.
All right, so those three surprisingly were really good, but they weren't really big. Brian Bosworth was little.
Yeah.
I mean, he wasn't tall. Same thing with Flutie, but he had a great career in the CFL. All right, so the two I have, going back to when I first started watching college football, was Archie Griffin.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That was when he went back to
Heisman. Yeah. And, Ohio State, OH. Oh, my gosh. My daughter just graduated from there. Come on, help me out here. IO. All right, I got it. All right. So
you know my stance on that.
I know, but I mean,
all right, for your daughter, I apologize. IO.
Thank you. Appreciate it. So the other one, back in the 80s, which was just a freak of an athlete, football. I think this guy could have played any sport. Was Bo Jackson.
Oh, yeah. Of course he could have. Yeah, at Auburn, man. He played baseball, football. He was unbelievable in both. I mean, that guy was a freak of nature.
How good was he?
Yeah. I thought about him, too. And is that you had those two?
Yeah.
So the other one I kind of thought about for a little bit, and I liked back then, even though they got in a lot of trouble, was Eric Dickerson and Craig James with SMU.
Yes.
I mean, that I remember them sticking out big time.
Yep.
Like, I just remember them. then just the whole college football was just so different back then.
Yeah.
Everybody stayed, no one left. The traditional rivalries between Oklahoma and Nebraska, all that. So it's just totally changed.
Well, and the thing is that we're going off of basically our childhood. We could do a whole different podcast on, all right, who was the best college player from the 60s, the 70s.
Yeah. No, you could. And then there's that would be fun to do. That'd be fun to try to figure out.
There's you think going back to the 60s, like Roger Staubach.
Staubach. Yeah. You can go. You can go with a lot of them. I don't even know in the 70s. God, think about all the guys in the 70s too, man.
Mm-hmm.
You had a ton of those guys. You got, obviously
Earl
we're going to
Campbell.
remember. Earl Campbell. My goodness gracious.
Yeah,
he was good. You had so many guys back there, and then in the 80s you had the Miami, Florida with Michael Irvin, and all. And then Emmitt Smith with the Florida Gators.
I was just going to say that one. Yeah.
Florida. Yeah. He was a good one to watch too.
Yep.
So let's go with the wild card here with sports maybe that we don't typically watch as much or whatever like that. I'm gonna start off with some tennis, because tennis was a big thing back in the 70s and 80s. I remember my mom and dad doing it a lot, but the one thing that always on the 4th of July that you knew was on the 4th of July was Wimbledon.
Yes.
And the guys I loved was Bjorn Borg and Jimmy Connors.
Yeah.
But they're probably my two favorite. What about you?
Well, I have a few. It was kind of hard, but my number one was Jimmy Connors, just because he's left-handed. You got to go with the left-handers.
Oh, lefties all the way. Yeah.
But I really liked Andre Agassi, except for his hair.
Yeah.
But then when he shaved it, I really became a fan.
You became a fan when he married Brooke Shields too, right?
When Brooke Shields was it?
I think it was. And then he married Steffi Graf.
Yeah.
But I think he was dating Brooke Shields.
Okay, we'll go with that.
Okay. All right.
But then the other one, you could talk about John McEnroe, just because how entertaining.
That's so funny you said that, because I was kind of scrolling and trying to find something, and it happened to be that one. Remember that one where, what do you mean? The chalk flu?
Serious?
Chalk flu? That one was on. I was like, God, I just totally remember that.
Yeah. And then the other one that was just Mr. Solid. This is a little bit older years. Is Pete Sampras.
Oh yeah, heck yeah!
That guy was unbelievable. He had an unbelievable run. Yeah,
and just off the cuff here, some other ones that kind of, and it was funny. I just saw a documentary on it. A Hero to Everybody was Evel Knievel.
Evel Knievel.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Jumping all that stuff and jumping at Kings Island.
Okay.
I had a little wind up.
Okay.
Evel Knievel. So he was kind of a wild card too that I remember back in the day. What was another one I just thought of? I just had another one too that I just kind of slipped my mind.
That's all right. Well, let's do baseball.
Oh yeah, I forgot baseball. Yeah,
that's okay.
Let's do some baseball. Yeah.
Let's do baseball, and then I got some wild cards as well.
Okay, give me. I'll give you my baseball.
Go ahead.
My baseball. I'm going to go with probably that no one knows. Maybe you. I don't know who my favorite teams were back in the day. Who was my favorite team back in the day, Steve?
Well, it was because of their colors and their logo, so it had to be the Montreal Expos.
Yeah, you're darn right it was. Montreal Expos was Gary Carter and Andre Dawson.
Okay.
Two of my favorite all-time players from Montreal. They were just awesome to watch.
Yeah, well, in both in the Hall of Fame, I believe, right?
Yes,
I would think so. If not, they ought to be.
I know Carter is. Dawson, I think, just got in. I think he just got in.
Yeah.
For you, it's pretty obvious who you're going to go with.
Who?
It's pretty obvious. They're going to have a day for him. Local guy.
Yep.
Some guy named
Peter Edward Rose.
And that's the only reason I didn't go with him, is because I knew you were going to. So I didn't want to rain on your parade.
Well, I understand. But how do you not have Pete, especially us growing up?
Right.
Everybody wanted to imitate him and wanted to be Pete. And he was just a local guy, blue collar guy, played hard, and obviously had all those hits. And, everybody just loved the hustle,
right.
And that's that. There's really not a close, second. That's it for me. But if there was one, I can remember that in a couple of the teams I played on that for whatever reason I wanted 32 because I wanted to be Steve Carlton.
You know what I was going to say? Fred Norman.
Fred Norman.
He was
Nice.
32.
Yeah.
Who'd you say? Fred?
Tom Browning. No, he was 35, wasn't he?
No, Browning was 32.
Okay.
I think you're right.
Appreciate.
Yeah. Oh my God.
But yeah, I wanted to be Steve Carlton because he's left-handed.
Carlton.
But Pete
See a
Rose.
theme here. Right?
Yeah.
Lefty.
Lefty winners.
Point guard.
Yeah. Winners.
Can't shoot.
Winners.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
All right. But I mean, we could go way back on anybody on the Big Red Machine,
Joe Morgan.
Yeah.
Johnny Bench.
Yeah. I mean, where you could look at some of these other teams, going around. I mean, that were really, really good. And the Dodgers were a big rival. Some of those great players, Steve Garvey. I mean, I hated them, but I liked what they stood for.
It's true. Yeah. I mean, all those guys. I was sitting there thinking about other sports that maybe we don't. I can't even really think of a hockey.
I got it.
Oh, you do?
Oh, sure.
Well, what do you got, Steve?
Go ahead and ask me.
You go ahead. What do you got, Steve, for
Okay,
hockey?
How do you not go with the staple of what hockey stands for?
Wayne Gretzky.
Gordie Howe.
Or Gordie Howe, yeah. You can go with that one, too.
Gordie Howe, Daniel, played 32 years. He played in the NHL till he was 52 years old.
That's pretty impressive.
I mean, you want to go back to football and talk about George Blanda, who played into his late 40s.
Yeah,
that's pretty impressive. Then obviously Wayne
was he left-handed? Do you know?
No.
Okay.
No, come on.
Right.
But Wayne Gretzky. But I'm going to throw one out here, and I'm going to have to slow it down and enunciate correctly.
That's a big word for you.
Because you talk about Canada and everything. I'm going back to the 1980 Olympics and Mike Eruzione. In Cincinnati, we say Ani, but Eruzione in the Olympics scoring that goal and giving you chills from Mike
Eruzione. Yeah, that is a great one.
Yeah. How about
Jim Craig? If you want to go with that, Jim Craig, all those saves he had in the Olympics.
The goalie.
He was pretty big.
Jim Craig?
Jim Craig, yeah.
Okay. All right. I thought he played for the 49ers, but
that's Roger Craig.
No,
played for the 49ers.
Isn't that the
Roger Craig played for the 49ers. Okay, go ahead.
You would know. Let's go with how about track and field?
Look at you, man. Pulling this out. Did you do the? I'm just curious. Did you write the script today?
I've been waiting for this moment. All right, so we have This ain't going way back.
Usain Bolt?
Well, before that, Carl Lewis.
Carl Lewis, that's a good one.
And then another one dear to our hearts is one that's local from when you and I lived up in Dayton is Edwin Moses.
On Edwin C. Moses Boulevard. Thank you very much. Edwin C. Moses Boulevard.
You got any track guys or you Bruce?
Let's see here. Track guys. What were we going to say? I was going to say Bruce Jenner. Is that what you're going to tell me?
I'm just saying, I don't know.
I mean, is that the way we're going to go with this? I mean,
he did win the
It's Caitlin, okay?
Yeah, well, sure.
All right. Okay. It's not Bruce anymore. It's Caitlin.
Fair enough. Okay.
Track stars. I'd go with Usain Bolt probably would be one.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Ben Johnson, maybe.
Wow.
Yeah. All right, let's go with soccer.
Are you trying to show off right now? Is that what we're doing? Is that what we're doing?
Soccer.
Pele.
Nice.
See?
That's what I have.
Maradona. I know what his name is, Maradona or something like that. Miyago Maradona or something like that. Or
See, I couldn't think of anybody else because you were requiring two.
Right.
And so I put Brian Sullivan. Yeah. I put Brian Sullivan.
Brian Sullivan, goalie at Anderson High School.
Anderson Redskins. Yeah. Here's one that's way away from my field is swimming.
I'll give you one.
Bring it.
Mark Spitz.
Number one on my list.
Mark Spitz.
Yeah.
He's a very attractive man too, Steve.
I'm not sure what that even means. But yeah, he was the GQ guy back then.
Yes. Had all those gold medals, that poster.
Yeah.
That's what I was going with.
Yeah. And then the next one, obviously is Michael Phelps.
Yeah, obviously.
I mean, hard to get by that. All right, let's move on. How about gymnast?
Let's see here. Gymnast?
Come on.
I'm going to go
I got 3 for you.
I'm going to go with Mary Lou Retton.
Boom. Number one.
Mary Lou Retton, and then I'm going to go Simone Biles.
Well, that's recent. Yeah, I mean, it's up there.
But the back in the day, Nominee Komenich or what was it?
If you want to choose Russian, that's fine.
Wow. Wow.
You want it? Carrie Strong.
Carrie Strong, yeah.
The one that
the one-legged, yeah. She hurt her leg.
She had 2 legs. But
she hurt her leg and she was hopping.
And she still competed.
And she was faking.
She did not fake.
She faked.
Holy cow. And then the other one, Danny, which kind of reminded me of you a little bit, is the guy that was very successful on the rings, Kurt Thomas. You remember Kurt Thomas from the 70s?
Jesus Christ. I was pretty good on the rings in middle school, yeah.
Yeah. All right. And then the next sport I'm going with is archery. And with a local guy with Daryl Pace.
Oh my God, this is unbelievable! All
right, so
how long have you had this script?
It's about 5 years. Let's move on to bowling.
Oh, I'll give you.
Come on.
Hold on.
Bring it.
He's a hot. He thinks he's hot. He's a showboat. Anthony something.
Oh, nice. Earl Anthony. Nicely.
Yeah.
That's number one.
Yeah. Okay. All right. We're gonna go with all this. What about pool?
No, wait a minute.
Pool. I'm going. But you fit it. Hold on. All right. Give me your bowling, and then we're gonna go to me. Go ahead. Go with your bowling.
Pete Weber.
That's the one I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of Pete Weber. He was the one that's like screaming and yelling and doing all that stuff.
Yeah.
That's it. All right, let's go to pool. How about pool? I'm going to go with Minnesota Fats.
That's
Steve.
what I was going to say.
Were you?
Yeah.
Or are you just saying it because I said it?
Or the Cincinnati Kid.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
Yeah. Who else?
Pool?
Yeah.
Don't know anybody else. I just knew Minnesota Fats.
Yeah. There was.
What about boxing?
Okay, here we go. I got boxing down here with obviously the top 2 that were the greatest of all time, Muhammad Ali and Mike Tyson.
Yep, I agree with that.
I mean, you could throw in Joe Frazier. You could talk about Sugar Ray Leonard,
Larry Holmes,
yeah, George Foreman. You could, Thomas.
You know, one of my favorite ones was Butterbean. Remember Butterbean?
What about Cooney?
Jerry Cooney.
Yeah.
The Great White Hope.
Yeah.
That's what they called him. Yeah. What other sports you got, Steve?
I got big time wrestling.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Who was your favorurt one?
Well, I got 2, and they're drastically different.
Okay.
Obviously, this is an easy one that everybody picks is Hulk Hogan.
Okay.
All right. But then the other one that I loved and I just couldn't keep my eyes off of watching them when they performed was the Bushwhackers.
I'll go with that. I'm going to go with Bad Leroy Brown.
Oh,
Bad Leroy Brown. And this is because of our friend Jim Gronfeld. Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Great call because he looks just like him.
Hacksaw Jim Duggan was. And the other one that I kind of remember that I liked a lot was Ricky the Steamboat Dragon. Remember him?
Oh yeah,
I liked him. He was a good one too.
So you weren't a Sheik guy?
No. Are you want to go with Iran? Is that what you want to do?
You brought up some other
Iran.
Russians,
go ahead.
So.
Go ahead if that's what you want to do.
Okay. All right. No, that was good. I mean, I got I got ping pong down here, but I don't want to.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
All right. Who do you got?
Well, I was on it, but
really? From when we were doing it in your condo, right?
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
And you never lost?
Well, no, I got Gary Hardy would go on here. I got Joe Dayton and Bill Dayton. They were really good. If you ever saw the Dayton boys play,
they were pretty good.
They were unbelievable. And as a matter of fact, Joe Dayton was left-handed. So
there we go, left-handed. You're trying to throw this in because all the people seem to be on the Summit side.
Yeah.
On our other podcast.
But I was kind of Miyagi to Gary, and then I brought him up, and then he started beating.
Oh, so you taught him how to do the wax on, wax off.
Yeah, and then I kicked him out of the condo.
Yeah, I got you. Those are some good picks, Steve. Is there any other sports? I'm shocked that you didn't come up with one other sport. Was horse racing.
Well, I mean,
you can give a horse, you can give a jockey.
Well, I can give the jockeys that I despise because I lost a lot of money to.
Well, you have, obviously the obvious local one, Steve Coughlin.
Yeah, Steve Coughlin. He used to run up and down Forest Road. Pat Day.
Thank you.
Pat Day.
Okay.
I mean, a legendary jockey, round circles.
Right.
But horses, obviously, you're talking about Secretariat. some of those horses that were unbelievable.
Seattle Slew.
Nice.
How about that one?
Nice.
Seattle Slew was a good one.
I like those neighborhoods that every street is named after
a horse.
A horse that won the Derby.
I did not. Where at?
Well, as you can imagine, over in Kentucky.
Oh, I thought you meant it was local around here.
No, I think there is one. I think where your sister used to live up there off Lexington Run, or not Lexington Run. What's that neighborhood off of Buxton?
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. But I think there were some names back there. But that was the main ones that I have for you, Danny boy.
No, it's a good topic. I mean, one of the things I do remember too back in the day was taking baseball cards and put them in your back pocket for baseball, like your favorite. That's what I used to do.
That bring you luck, or what's the reason?
Pretty
for
much.
that?
I mean, I think Joe Morgan hit me a couple home runs. I think. I think I had that when New Sash beat Lucky and Strazzle.
Yeah,
I think I have that one. I mean,
so you wore it to bed then for when you were dreaming.
Oh, but if we want to go back and look at the records, we can find that New Sash beat Lucky and Strazzle.
I actually have those records.
All right, well, show them to me. All right, let's bring them out. We'll bring them out.
We'll do a whole episode.
The battle of New Sash and Lucky and Strazzle, and how Lucky and Strazzle cheated.
44 in a row.
They cheated.
Yeah.
So we'll just. Yeah. But no, again, we appreciate it. I mean, it's been quick fun podcast here, just bringing back all those memories and all the guys that you watch. And it made me think that I need to get a new Montreal Expos shirt because I don't have one.
They need to bring it back.
I would love it.
I know you would.
I would love it. I would get all
volumes about you. But yeah, just thanks for everyone for listening. It's just shoot the bull about.
Yeah, that's all we were doing. We were trying to think of a topic, and this is one of the ones that Steve
kind of explains who we are.
Yeah, it does. I mean, it's just
us.
Yeah, absolutely. And just
we're gonna do singers next.
Well, it's going to be Elvis, and that'll be it, right? I mean,
and then there's everyone else.
Yeah, I mean, if we go with groups too, Violent Femmes.
Nicely done.
That's a little Violent Femmes there for you. So we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. And again, we appreciate everybody listening to Dingo and The Coach. Make sure that you follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, and wherever you get all these shows. We really appreciate it. It really helps us out a lot when you can like, subscribe, and listen to our podcast as much as possible. And don't forget about next week. Next week, we're going to be diving into game-changing moments in sports, and it's going to be a good one, man. There's some really, really good ones out there that, the plays, the calls that just blew everybody away, that stick in your mind that you'll never forget. So can't wait to do that. So I was excited to bring it again. But again, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us on YouTube and subscribe to our channel because it will really help us out a lot. So we appreciate it. So we're going to wrap this up. Steve, been a good topic here.
Good job, Danny.
Get everybody here. No, you did an excellent job. This was all you. Ladies and gentlemen, this was a Steve Ellis centered podcast, and he did all the work on this to get this going. So hats off to you, Steve.
It was easy. I take pride in it.
Well, you should. I mean, I was prepared for all those last ones that you threw out with the archery and everything. So it was good. All right. So we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. So again, you've been listening to the Dingo and The Coach here on USPN Sports Podcast. So for Dan Albers, I am Dingo, and that's Steve Ellis, the coach. Thank you. We'll catch you next week.